Hi, this is Cynthia Ortiz. These are the Charles Perry Stalker Podcast. It is, March 4th, 2022. And we do the disclaimer, use allegedly. Nobody's been convicted in a court of law just yet. Apply the but-for standard, but for the need to document criminal activity directed at me, personally, we wouldn't do the podcasts. Apply the reasonable, prudent individual standard. What would any reasonable, prudent person do in my situation? And we assert all constitutional rights. First Amendment, New York Times versus Sullivan, Garrison versus Louisiana, and the 14th Amendment. I have the right to equal protection of all the laws. That means there cannot be gender discrimination or misogyny. That means I have the right to a protective order, fair legal processes in the courtroom, and both parties participate when that's fair and legal, Mr. Perry. That doesn't mean you go around and fuck with the mail and buy a judge and have a secret ex parte hearing after secret ex parte after secret ex parte hearing, and then we have willful concealment of material facts from the deciding body. So we understand today, let me say real quick, in my defense, okay, Mr. Perry and all these guys have organized crime going on here, racketeering, fraud, RICO Act violation after RICO Act violation. That's the other thing I assert, my equal protection to the right. I'm protected under Title 18 of the United States Code, Mr. Perry. 1512 and 1513 from witness tampering, voyeurism, stalking, hacking, peeping. You're a peeping Tom. You got a sex weirdo problem and you've covered it up all your life until you met me. So I understand as of today, the main goal is find out who these guys are helping her, because twice they tried to get my car and I was told bail on this now. So here's the thing. If I rob a bank and I'm dressed all in, I got a mask on and I got, some kind of ninja outfit on or something, and I walk in and rob the bank and I go, nobody can tell who I am. I'm all covered in a mask and ninja clothes or whatnot. So on the bank surveillance cameras, you can't see who the hell it is. But my neighbor saw me running out the door dressed like that, and then saw the news, footage, and calls it in. And I'm arrested. And then I'm going to ask, who told on me? But if I don't rob the bank, I don't care. There's nothing to tell, is there? Just the fact that you're looking by itself, in and of itself, shows consciousness of guilt. You are looking for who's helping me. You're looking for who's telling on you. You're looking and asking who are the leaks. That by itself says we did this. We're doing exactly what she says. And what we seek now is, how is this information getting out? Because we thought we had a secret little meeting where we sat down and premeditated a criminal act against a woman, a free person, a citizen of the United States of America, who is by law protected against what we are about to do to her. Economic loss, property loss, invasion of privacy, witness tampering, victim tampering, violence against women, stalking, hacking, peeping, so forth. So the fact alone that you would even ask, who told you that we were about to get your car from you, or damage your car, or cause a problem with your car, that in and of itself says we are doing exactly as is alleged against us. The allegations are stalking. Stalking includes and involves property damage, the use of technology to stalk, but the use of that technology is illegal. It is illegal, Mr. Perry, in all 50 states to peep on a woman in her house, and you're doing it right now, and you know that. And you want to know who told on you. That question alone says I did rob the bank. I am guilty of robbing the bank because I don't rob the bank. So I don't have to ask that question, who told on me, because I don't rob banks. But if I did, and I've dressed in a disguise and I'm running out to my car and drive to the bank and the neighbor sees me, and then it's on the news, we got this bank robbed and here's what the person looked like that did it, and the neighbor goes, well, that's the guy that lives next to me, and calls it in, then and only then am I going to ask, who told on me? Duh. You guys are something. You're organized crime, mafia type thing, but you suck at it. It's so easy, it's not even fair. You, sir, are not the injured party. You're having the meetings. You're premeditating the crime. Felony. Felony after felony after felony. These are not little bitty misdemeanors. You did not stump my toe. You are causing catastrophic, profound loss. And the kind people never ever get over. And the kind that when you say, I'm sorry, makes somebody want to hit you. Because it is too fucking lame. It doesn't fix a thing. And especially doesn't fix anything when you continue. Day after day to cause suffering for all kinds of people. And this time you're caught. When you attacked me, you got caught. Asking who's helping me is consciousness of guilt. You admitted it. It isn't a confession. You just confessed. If you have to say who told. So last night for the second time, I'm doing my food delivery job, which no one should know about. But for peeping and hacking, they could not possibly know. I get an order for Chick-fil-A, and I'm told bail on it now. So I had to bail on it. This is them trying to get your car parked at the mall and injury. They're going to take your car. Get out of this. Later, Mr. Roberson is recorded at talking to somebody. The guy goes, I'm sorry, we couldn't get her car tonight. He said, maybe just go get it out of the parking lot where she lives. Can't do that. There's too much about us taking her car. It's got to be done in a way that it doesn't look like we did it. Same thing with the murder. We got to kill her in a way that it's not linked to us. Same thing with a false arrest. We got to do a false arrest that didn't look like we did it. And your own guy says, for the first time ever, things are happening we've not seen before when Charles pesters her and takes her money. We've never in our lives had one of these victims of our voyeurism, sex exploitation, whatever, dark web thing that we broadcast all over the world. Selling watch time of women who we've secretly put a camera in their homes and they don't know it. We've never had one figure out that there's cameras in their house. We've never had one figure out that we're the ones causing the problems they're having. We've never had one send us an invoice. We've never had one sue us. We've never had one solve one of the murders we did. I've solved 2 or 3 of them. Just so you know, the FBI has determined that 3 or more murders are serial killer. You're serial killers. Is that the legacy you wanted to leave for your kids? Here's the funny thing, is that Mr. Perry has asked me to roll on these guys. Tell us who they are. Why would I do that? You want to kill me. You want to do damage. You want to cause catastrophic loss. You want to cause suffering. You want to torment, torture, and starve me and murder me. Your end goal is that, and we all know it. That is your end goal. I knew it. I know it. Lucky knew it. Lucky told people. I think Mr. Perry has a necrophiliac problem. I think he's trying to coax her into a situation where he can kill her himself because he's hiring hitman and things aren't working out. I think he wants to do it himself. He wants her to think there's a romance there. There's not one. But I think he's got a sex weirdo problem, and I think he wants to kill her, have sex with her dead body, and he's not going to do that in my jurisdiction. He said it right before he died. And you found out somehow, didn't you? We know what you're all about. I'll say allegedly. That means it's about to be proven out in a court of law. That's why you won't let me in court. There's nothing fair about any of it. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that. So if there is a judge asking for the information, we can't give the judge the information. You know why? Because we have several judges that are involved in it. Judge Cummings is one. You don't treat a courtroom like that's a diner and a judge like he's your short order cook, and you just give him a little something, something, and he'll give you the order you want. There's more than one judge involved. So there is no judge that we can talk to about this. I'm sorry, not even in a skiff. It's not going to happen. It's a need to know. Nobody's done more to catch your crime than we have. When you met me 12 years ago, you had all this covered up and all this buried. And it's not now, is it? Because you're asking, who is helping her? Helping me stay alive. Helping me not lose my car. Helping me not, there's a whole lot of things you tried to do that didn't work out. December 18th, we had that judge deny her claims on the 17th of December. And then she was supposed to go to Manford on the 18th, and that is where we were going to have her arrested again. She was supposed to be in jail and not able to appeal, and I'm quoting you. Recording after recording after recording after recording. Who is Calvin and Blankenship to you? Who are those people, Mr. Perry, to you? See, if you have to ask who told, if you have to look for who's catching your crime, you have confessed to the crime. I don't need to ask who told on me if I don't rob a bank. I only need to ask that question if I did, and somebody caught me. You're caught. So, on the deal with Officer Neely, when they've starved me out of punishment because I came to his aid and said he didn't do this, why wouldn't I? Why the fuck wouldn't I, Mr. Perry? I want for Mr. Neely to shake off the trauma that he's experienced, because he's had a lot of trauma. This man, in a few minutes, his life was turned upside down. He almost died. He lost his very best friend. And he's illegally incarcerated because you lied in a court of law. You committed perjury, willful concealment of a material fact when you have the duty to disclose it, and you instead, knowingly and willfully, conceal it. It is perjury. And you had Myers and Mitchell's both do that to him. To cover up a murder you did. He would have called Lucky during a time like this, but Lucky's gone, and we can't get Lucky back. And the way that I endured and have still endured, I'm starving, I have no electricity because you're punishing me. Again, we have a confession of sorts, because you don't need to punish me if I'm lying. Had you guys not committed that murder, you would have come out and said, Mr. Neely has nothing on him. Not a mark on him. When you beat somebody to death, you're going to have a mark on you. You're going to look like you were in a fight, and he doesn't. He was not treated for being knocked out. He was found unconscious. He was found in respiratory distress. He was found dying. He's a police officer. 6 days before, took a vandalism report on my car, David. On my car, David. So, you want the title of my car in your name? Duly noted. Duly noted. So, we had, you too, David. When have you been caught this much? Yeah, I didn't know you. I didn't come up here to mess with you. I came up here to get away from a fight and not have any kind of conflict. And have creepy Charles off my back. Charles thought that there was some sort of choice between me and him and Fabian. Wow, okay. The dumb, weird, weirdo, cruel, stupid, loony toony, wackadoodle, lazy ass, sits around and watches TV and plays with dolls all day guy, or the hot, sexy, smart, hardworking, normal, kind man. It's not even a choice, Mr. Perry. At all. It's not even kind of a choice. You're cancer. You smell bad, you're icky, you're slimy. You kill everything in your path. And you have no control over yourself anymore than cancer has control over itself. It just kills. It can't stop itself. You have a subconscious desire, you and David both, to be stopped. Because you attracted people in your life who are doing that. The mind is a powerful thing. That's why I have this pulled up here. We have Coach Payne here. It's my favorite. Oh my gosh. He's an amazing person. So if anybody is having a bad day, listen to Coach Payne here on Motiversity. These are free. They're on YouTube, and he talks about. I've always said that when I'm having a bad day, I think back to the time that my oldest son had appendicitis. His appendix ruptured, so we had to rush him to the hospital. We're not sure if his appendix ruptured at the house or if his appendix. I mean, we waited 6 fucking hours in the ER, so it could have ruptured then. We don't know, but either way, we thought he had the flu, and as the days went on, his symptoms began to get kind of strange. It was scary. So we take him to the hospital. He was only 10 years old, and we're worried about him. Here's my kid with his appendix just ruptured. People do die from that, and he has had a surgery. He's cut open. The doctor brings him in. Here's my 10-year-old little baby, and the doctor brings him in, and he says, I had to leave the wound open to drain because there's his appendix ruptured, and I mean, he had poison all over his intestines, and I'm like, oh, your stomach just goes up into your throat. I'm looking at the wound, and it was bad, and I was scared for my child, of course, and so I was walking down the hall of the hospital, and I'm praying, God, don't let my kid die, and help us get through this, and I walk down the hall, and there's this wing of children with no hair and parents sitting in a chair next to them, wringing their hands, literally room after room after room after room. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the cancer ward right here. There's a 6-year-old little boy right there with no hair, and his parents are sitting there wringing their hands. And there's a 10-year-old little girl right there with no hair, and she's dying of cancer. What am I complaining about? My son has appendicitis, and he's probably going to be fine. These parents, how do you do that? How do you sit there and look at your 6-year-old with no hair and dying? And that's one thing Coach Payne talks about, is when you complain about your life, what is wrong with you? And when I'm thinking about, I have no electricity right now, I'm taking a fucking cold shower, but Mike is sitting in jail, so I really don't have anything to complain about at all. I really don't. I want for Mike to shake the trauma off and think like a cop and stand up and get out of that jail and look you guys in the face and say, fuck you, just like I do. You're not going to hurt me anymore. And I know, we all know, because Mr. Perry's being investigated about his racketeering and his organized crime, that these men, I have about, 20 to 40 men coming at me all the time, trying to ruin my life, trying to ruin me, trying to make me fail. I'm effective, or you wouldn't do that. I'm extremely effective, and you know what I believe? I believe we behave with excellence all day, every day. Do it right or go home. And nobody's done like that, like I have, or you wouldn't attack me the way you do. You're scared of me, or you wouldn't come at me. You wouldn't try to take my car. You wouldn't try to take my home. You wouldn't take my money. You wouldn't peep on me. Mr. Perry, you are a sex weirdo. Get off me. You're a rapist. Nobody cares what you think, and you need to shut up about that. Do you understand me? You're a criminal. You're about to go to jail. You are causing a whole lot of suffering, and everybody is sick and tired of you. Stop whining about, you need this, and I need a lie, and I need a cover-up, and I want you to lie, and I need a cover-up. Fuck you. Get off my back. Get out of my wallet. Get out of my home. Get out of my life. I've kicked your criminal ass very hard. Nobody knew what you were doing until you met me, and you decided to attack me. And I've said that over and over. When you attack me, you get caught. You go right back to your vomit every day. Subconsciously, you want that. You want to be stopped. You're sick at yourself, aren't you? You're as sick and disgusted by yourself as we are. All of you are. or you wouldn't attract people to your life that are putting a stop to what you're doing like it's never been done before. We all know you walk into police departments with your little bag of money and you tell those guys, you're gonna cover up our crime, or we'll do the same thing to you we did to them. We know that. And you're gonna be stopped. You're stopping that today. I'm bringing it out. You guys want to shut me up. I got 40 men after me all day, every day, trying to make me fail because I'm good at what I do. Am I not? You have nothing to complain about. Get off your lazy asses and go do legit work like everybody else. Your ill-gotten gains are catching up to you. If you don't have a poverty mindset, you don't steal. If you don't have a poverty ghetto mindset, you don't take things that don't belong to you. You believe that there is enough to go around for everybody. You have an abundance mindset. Everybody else can live their life every day and be perfectly normal and not ever once need to buy one cop or one judge. I had 2 police officers approach me at my work in August 2015 and tell me they want us to just find someone to arrest you, and we said no. That is not why we signed up to be cops. We signed up to be cops to end suffering for women like you. But that doesn't mean they won't find an ass that'll do it, or somebody just too scared. Somebody too pathetic. Somebody with no backbone. I have one. I have one, in case you missed that. This will change your perspective if you're one of those officers that wants to do the right thing, but you're a little bit afraid. You don't have anything to complain about. You do the right thing because it's the right thing to do, and you don't need anybody's permission. I don't. I didn't ask anybody's permission. What I said is, we're going to stop the suffering. There's a lot of suffering. We're not going to let that happen. We're not going to let this thing with Lucky Miller go. You took a life. He's gone. We can't get him back. And Mike Neely's future is fucked for now. If you didn't do it, you would have come out and said, there's nothing on that man. We support the blue. We back the blue. We support police. He has not a mark on him that looks like he was in a fight. But we don't want that suspicion on us, or the suspicion that we did the vandalism. Because why would you do the murder if you didn't do the vandalism? Perry, shut the fuck up. Get out of my computer. Listen to the words I'm saying, sir. Nobody cares what you think. You were not asked. Do you understand me? No one cares what you think. You were not asked, sir. Shut up. You are an imposition and a burden. And everybody's sick and tired of you, and you're whining. You don't need to lie. You need to do the right thing. Get the fuck out of here. Stop causing problems and drama queen, your drama queen act. You men would have said, we didn't do that murder. Let's find out who did, so there is no suspicion on us. And instead, you perpetrated or suborned perjury, and you committed another fraud. After the 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 you already did to me, then you did it to him. We noticed that, by the way. Everyone did. Everybody's pretty smart, actually. They're not dumb like you. Nobody else suspect a thing. We'll just lie. Nope. You know what? When you lie to people smarter than you, what that does is piss them off, because you insulted their intelligence. This is what happens, Mr. Perry. When you change your mindset and you get out of your little woe is me. I got rejected and I need a lie. Fuck you. Get out of here. Act like a fucking man. You have nothing to complain about. Listen to Coach Payne. This is on YouTube. I'm going to do the copyright, whatever. It says it right here. I recommend there's a lot of motivational speakers that'll help you realize you don't have it so bad after all. Maybe you need to man up and go fucking be normal and stop being a burden to other people with your poverty mindset. What's mine is mine and what's yours is mine. Nope, that's not how that works. You're not entitled to take a life. You don't get a cover up. Not this time.
Started. Remember when you wanted more. Because you cannot satisfy your hunger with negative energy. Being negative grow. Being doubtful doesn't give you the power that you need. You have to come to a point in your life that you must realize that there are things that are going on that is testing you. And maybe you may be in a position where you feel that you are broken, or you feeling that you're going to be broken. But I'm here to let you know, ladies and gentlemen, that you are built to last. I'm here to let you know that you don't have the right to complain anymore. I'm here to let you know that you got to keep on living and living on strong. I dare you to take a trip to your local hospital. And if you have an opportunity to walk down those corridors and witness so many different people, different age groups, different ethnicities, and each one of these individuals are fighting something. They're dealing with some type of sickness. And some of these sicknesses, they may not be able to recover from. I dare you to walk down a neighborhood where there are many people that are homeless and have no place to go, no food to eat, barely even have clothes on their backs. I dare you to realize that maybe you just don't have it so bad after all. Maybe it's time for you to
Mr. Perry and Mr. Robertson, your need for a lie and to cover up your crime and to find out who told on you is not a problem. It is a consequence to your own choices and your own actions. There is abundance in this world. There is enough to go around, and your ill-gotten gains of taking what does not belong to you is not a right. It is crime, and you're caught. And I'm sorry you don't like that. And you and your 40 little minions who sit around all day and try to make me fail have made a choice to dig a hole, so live in it. You peed in your bed, sleep in it. That is not a problem that has hit you that you didn't ask for. Mr. Perry, you have no right to a lie or a cover-up. You have no right to my body sit around all day getting entertained watching me in the privacy of my home. You are sick. You are a sick, twisted little fuck. And you buried all that all your life until you went at me, and there's a reason for that. We all have a calling in our lives. We are all called for such a time as this. Each one of us has that moment that we're called and equipped for such a time as this, where we make a difference in the world for good or for bad, and that is our choice. We leave a legacy for our kids to either be ashamed of or brag about. And everybody has heard me brag about my granddad. I loved my granddad so much. And he taught us very excellence, high morals, high values, ethics. And I watched him suffer. And he had his such a time as this. And he did the right thing, and he didn't need anybody's permission to do the right thing. He did it because it was the right thing to do. And he got through it, and at the end of the day, he was honored. His name is on the front door of that police department where he served as chief, and nobody knows who the other guy was. I don't remember the guy's name. Nobody does, and no one cares. But when you walk in that police department in Roswell, New Mexico, where he was the chief of police, there's a whole wall with him on it, all over the place. His name is right there on the front door, and it takes me to my knees because I watched what he went through to get there, and it was excellence, and there's nothing else allowed. We do the right thing, and there is no allowance for anything but that. I watched the look on his face. I saw the stress. He cared about people. Power is in serving other people. Power is in serving other people. As lawmen, we are called to relieve suffering caused by crime and to look victims in the face and say, you're safe now. We got the bad guy. We got the monster. He won't hurt you anymore. And if you're a cop listening to this and you're afraid, Get some balls, get some gut, get a backbone. You don't have anything to complain about. You don't have anything to complain about. All you have to do is come see me. I'll help you. I have help. I can't do this by myself. You know, we talk about dragon slaying. It's kind of a joke because we're not 10. I mean, we're not 10-year-olds. But it's also kind of true. There's much suffering in the land. But the thing is, if you don't slay the dragons, they're going to keep causing the suffering. These guys offend, and they re-offend, and they re-offend, and they re-offend, and there's victim after victim after victim after victim until someone makes them stop. That's what police are for, is it not? That's what they're for. So you guys going in with your little bag of money, here's the bribe. You do the same. That's what I get threatened with every day. I'm going to starve you into where you are forced to take my bribe and lie. And I've starved. That was my choice. I'm very proud of my choice, and I don't have anything to complain about. I'm alive. And last night you tried to get my car again. You got caught. So I'm not going to tell you, Mr. Perry, who those guys are that protected me from you. What a dumbass question. That speaks to your delusion that you would even ask me. And the question in and of itself, who's telling on me, who's helping you, is a confession, sir.
Realize and recognize that your troubles are not that bad. Maybe it's time that you realize that you need to get away from the drama that's in your life. Maybe it's time for you to stop chasing misery and start chasing your dreams. Reconnect with yourself. Because this is not the time for you to be wasting, putting yourself back instead of pushing yourself forward. Ladies and gentlemen, you have so much to offer, so much to give, so much to do, but doing it and sitting around waiting for it to happen, it's just gonna stay in neutral. You have to electrify the desire that you have, that you once had. So the next time you feel like complaining, you feel like worrying, and you're so concerned about other things that doesn't necessarily concern you, ask yourself.
Hey, I'm Russ Ruffino, and if you're a coach, consultant, expert, author, or speaker, I have just one question for you. Do you know where your next...
Ask yourself, is it making you better? Is it taking you higher? Are you going further? Or are you just being complacent? Complacent and complaining and worrying and doing things that are not better for you? Are you going to realize that maybe just going up that mountain does take a little bit more work than just having something handed to you? Are you going to be that person that realizes that if and when you get to the top of the mountain, it don't just stop there. You got to figure out another way to go even higher. You have to electrify and get all the things that are necessary within you to start doing the things that you need to do, so when the time comes, you can kick down that door and move towards the possibilities of being the best of who you really are.
It's excellence or nothing. That's all there is to it. And when you fight crime, you're going to have people coming at you that don't want you to stop their crime. That's the way it is. Everybody knows that. These men are wicked. Our witness tells us. As long as I've known Charles Perry, he trolls women. He watches to see when they're home and not home. He doesn't take his wife with him. He's all by himself. Nobody knows what he's doing. When they're not home, he'll have the landlord, the maintenance guy, or a locksmith get in and put a camera in their home. And then he begins to broadcast these women and their children all over the dark web, all over the world. He sells watch time, and he rakes in the dough. It is sexual exploitation of women and children, and it is a disgusting crime. Dr. Cyril Wecht was talking about Jeff Epstein when he's investigating whether or not he was committed suicide or was killed. And he said, we believe maybe he was murdered because even prisoners are disgusted and repulsed by people like that. Even prisoners. So how much more is everyone else, Mr. Perry, repulsed and disgusted by what you are and what you do all day with your time, what you've done with your life? You're not entitled to a cover-up. Nothing bad has happened to you. You chose to do something illegal, and now there's consequences. You reap what you sow. We all do. You already are, because when you invade my privacy, my guys invade yours and find out you're trying to take my car. Bail on that order. Bail on it now. And so, don't ask who told. That is a confession. I don't ask who told on me because I robbed a bank, because I didn't rob a bank. You only ask that question if you did. So it's interesting that all of a sudden everybody wants to know. You're not having a bad day because somebody did something to you. I am. You got 40 guys trying to figure out how to make me fail, how to shut me up. All day, every day. I made a choice. I'm going to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. And we're going to end the suffering you're causing. And you're causing a lot of it. The witness tells us Charles Perry is a sexual sadist. He's dysfunctional. He enjoys hurting people. He will cause these women. He usually picks single women with kids, divorced women with children. He'll cause them to get fired. He hacks them. When they try to find a new job, he makes sure they don't find a new job. He's done that to me more than once. Then what he does is he'll cause them to lose their home. Now they don't have any money. He'll cause stress in the family because they're asking family for support and help. And the family's jumping on them like it's their fault. It's not their fault. And then he has the ex take the kids away because now it is unfit. The mother is now unfit. And Charles likes to get women hysterical so he can go, and I'm quoting the man, rub one out. He gets sexual gratification. I'm not being lewd and lascivious. I'm talking about crime causation. Criminology. Why in the fuck would anyone do that to somebody else? It is a violation of human rights. You are denying women and the kids of their basic needs. Roof over their head, food on the table. They had a nice, happy life until you came along and you ruined it. And now you're going to pay the consequences for that because it was a crime. You're going to jail. You're not suffering something, a hardship. You're just pathetic. Nobody owes you a lie. You're not going to get one this time. And you have very nearly starved me. And I'm starving, but I'm not going to lie for you. He did that to me at in Lubbock. I lost my home. Oddly, I had a friend that called my landlord and said, I will pay her rent. Somebody has done something to her illegally. She's suffering. She's had a loss, an injury. I don't want you to kick her out. I will pay it. I have a lot of money. I'm a wealthy man. I've got rentals properties myself. I'll pay the rent. Please let her stay in her home. She's not damaging the home. They don't have wild, crazy parties. She's living there with her son, trying to be a good single mom to her kid. Please just let her stay. And my landlord said no. Who refuses payment? The only reason you would refuse payment is if you got a bigger offer from Mr. Perry. I want her to be kicked out because I'm a sexual sadist and I want to go pretend that's a relationship. I want to pretend that's a romance. I'm a sex weirdo. So you're caught. You started getting caught when you fucked with me. I'm Chief Hall's granddaughter. That means something where I come from, Mr. Perry.
Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men. Leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, You don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them, especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
That's okay. I don't... That guy's been raping you since
Leave
you were
me
12 years
alone!
old?
Please!
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. It doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.
That guy's been raping you since
Leave
you were
me
12 years
alone!
old?
Please!
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy.
You're a rapist. You're not wanted. If you wanted women, you would do what women like, and women don't like being peeped on and harassed and robbed blind. And if you had an abundance mentality, you wouldn't take things from other people that don't belong to you. You would understand that there is enough to go around for everybody. And it doesn't work that way. What's mine is mine and what's yours is mine. What does Jacqueline think about your betrayal of her and your children and the legacy you're leaving for them? If I was your daughter, I'd change my name and leave the country. Such an embarrassment that you behave the way you do. So offensive and so sickening, and everybody's sick and tired of you. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want your contact. I'm not in love with you. You make my skin crawl, and you make me want to vomit. You are a disgust to humanity. You're garbage. And that's what normal people think of you, sir. And guess what, David? People aren't stupid. They don't like what you're doing either. I didn't come up here to pick a fight with you. I said it straight up in a text to you. I didn't come up here. I'm not Wyatt Earp coming up here to mop up. I came here to get away from all the drama and all the fighting and all the conflict, and I didn't want to be a scandal, and I didn't tell anybody but a couple of close friends from 2011 to 2014. I'm being stalked, but I really don't want anyone to know that. I'm telling you in case he does something to me. I may have to move. I don't really like it here. I don't like being stalked. I don't like being broadcast all over the internet and sold like you're a pimp. I don't like it. And I don't want a scandal. I don't want to be here. Charles, shut up. Listen to the words I'm saying, Mr. Perry. Nobody cares what you think. You weren't asked. You're told to shut up and get out. You need to understand the words said to you, sir. The repeat is driving everyone insane. It's like talking to an infant. Are you a mental infant? Understand what's said to you. Shut the fuck up and get out. Shut the fuck up and get out. You don't have a choice. When in your life has your crime been caught this much? No one asked you what you think. No one cares what you think. What were you told to do? Respond right, like you understand. Shut the hell up. And get the hell off me. When you bother me, you get told on. Last night. This one, they're going to try to get to your car. Get out of it. Bail out of it now. And that happened a few weeks ago. I had an appointment. I had to bail on it. I'm headed to the appointment. I call the guy. I can't do this. I got to cancel. Something happened. I have an emergency. He got real quiet. Instead of saying, okay, sure, thanks. Thanks for letting me know. Let me know when you want to reschedule. I hope it all works out. He didn't say that. He got real quiet. Like he's trying to think up something. I had to repeat myself. I had an emergency. I can't make it. He's still real quiet, like he's trying to think of something. I finally hung up on him. Twice now. You're going to get my car. You don't have the right to a lie, Mr. Perry. The fact that you're asking for one is a confession, sir. The fact that you're asking for who are my leaks is a confession. The fact that you're asking who's helping you catch my crime is a confession, sir. You're not all there, are you? If there's a little baby crying, when I had my kids were little and they're crying and they're like, I don't know, 3 to 6 months old, and they're crying and I'm busy, or I'm like, you know, I'm on the toilet and I'm yelling, I'll be right there, hang on, I'll be right there. They have no idea what I'm saying. They don't stop crying. Then they go, oh, okay, I'll stop crying. They continue to cry. That's you. People say things to you and it goes right over your head, doesn't click. When he pesters her and takes her money, things don't go well for us. We're seeing things happen we've never seen before. And yet you go right back at it the very next day. Mr. Perry still asks me, who's telling on me? Who's telling on me? Who's telling on me? Get this. This is how bizarre Mr. Perry is. After all that, in the history of our criminal business, our little racketeering, fraud, RICO Act, mafia, whatever, organized crime gig, where we're causing much suffering in the land, we've not had one of these women figure out we got cameras on them. We've not had one of these women figure out we're causing the problems in their life. We've not had one of these women send us an invoice, $1,000 a day, Mr. Perry, you've been billed for watching me in the privacy of my home. You're getting entertained at my expense, and I'm not okay with it. Voyeurism is a crime in all 50 states because people don't like it when you do that. You repulse everybody. You're sickening. You're making people mad. It's not that hard to get information, David, because you're pissing people off. The wrong people. Charles, shut up. Man, he never shuts up. He types in my computer when I'm doing these because he can see me. He thinks it's a conversation, delusional wackadoo. It's not. Get out of my house. These are recorded. So, when I say shut up, a lot of times he does. Sometimes he doesn't. Anyways, again, nobody asked you what you think, sir. Connie Curry, you weren't asked. Gosh, what was I saying? You get caught every time you fuck with me, Mr. Perry. That's never happened before. That's what the guy said. $2,000 a day for doing it without my consent. And Perry's like, oh, she thinks we're a bunch of sex perverts. We're businessmen. Nope, Mr. Perry, you're not. Businessmen are smart enough to foresee civil and criminal liability and get a contract signed. Get consent. There are women that would probably let you do what you're doing, but they would want to be paid. If you go into a fetish club, there's strip clubs that are fetish clubs. You can peep. They got a peeping thing for you, but you have to pay for it. It's not free, and it's not in their house. It's at a job. Who do you fucking think you are? So when you started messing with me, all of a sudden everything changed. Life as you knew it ended, didn't it? It didn't occur to you there might be a reason for that? So I'm on the internet looking at something. Mr. Perry, there's this ad for investigation school. Learn how to be an investigator. Perry pulls it up. Go do this class. And I'm like, oh my God. Wow. This speaks to your wackadoo. In your life, your crime's never been caught this much. I could teach the fucking class. I could fucking teach the class, dumbass. Nobody's caught your crime like I have. I've out-sting-upped every fucker you sent in. You had 6 years to get me to slip up as to who is helping me. And you think I need to take an investigations class? Wow, okay. I mean, you're as dumb as a brick. It's so easy, it's not even fair. When you ask who told on me, that's a confession, sir. You're just not all, it's so easy, it's not, I mean, I don't even have words for that kind of thing. Don't even have words for that kind of thing, Mr. Perry. that I can go in and sting up your people, David. David texted me. We're giving you arsenic. He said he told somebody I was responding to something else when I said yes to that, and the guy was like, "Yeah, I don't think so because you said let your life fade away. You can't promise the stalking will end without death and destruction. So sounds to me like you wanted her to think you were trying to kill her. Were you? There's 2 of us now that were poisoned, and we didn't die, and so you arranged a false arrest. It's now a pattern, and once you see a pattern, you cannot unsee it, Mr. Perry. Please shut up, sir." Please shut up, sir. You weren't asked. God.
Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh, God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm curious.
Sir, please leave.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
Do you see the irritation with the need to repeat the same thing, and his response is not appropriate? He starts asking about her clothes. Nobody asked you, Neil, what you think. No one cares. What were you told to do? Leave her alone. And then you don't need to cover up. Charles, nobody cares what you think. No one cares what you think. Nobody gives a fuck what you think or how you feel or what you want. Everybody's sick of the suffering you're causing, the imposition and the burden that you've made of yourself, the embarrassment, the delusion, the disgust that you've become. Respond like an adult, grown-ass man to what's being said to you, sir. Nobody cares what you think. You know who we worry about? The Millers and the Neelys. We want to know how they think. Every woman you've raped in the privacy of their home. Every child. It's child pornography. You are a sick motherfucker. We want you stopped. You're being stopped. You want that too, because you attracted us right into your life. We all attract what I wanted to be like Granddad. You're having to ask who trained me and then telling me I need to go to an investigation school? Wow. I could teach a fucking class on investigations. You have no idea how many guys have said, how do you do the sting ops like you do them? Well, I'm like, yeah, you guys suck at undercover, some of you. How, why? What do we do? How do you do it? Not like you're doing it. I'm not going to divulge my secrets. I will tell you that a lot of it is gut. You have the talent or you don't have it. You're good at it or you're not. You know what to do or you don't. But then I was also raised by police for generations. And you know what I also learned from police that raised me? Dad, granddad, great-granddad, great-great-granddad, all cops. My granddad was the chief. You stand behind. It's a family. You protect the family. And you don't leave a man behind. You don't do it. It's like the Marines. No man is left behind. And you got an officer down in need of assist. And I stepped up, and I've paid a price for it. And I would do it again. I don't care what they think. I got 40 guys trying to make me fail because I'm good at what I do. Aren't I? You got to ask Mr. Mitchell to ask me if I'm a... Mr. Mitchell was the Florida State's attorney prosecuting Mike Neely with no probable cause at all. Asked me if I'm a cop. I'm like, first he says, what do you do for a living? I'm in adult entertainment. You know, you can catch a lot of crime in a strip club. Catch a lot of crime in a fucking strip club. So he says, I said, what do you do for a living? I'm an adult entertainer. Okay, are you a cop? Are you in law enforcement? What did I just say, Mr. Mitchell? Mr. Myers? You know, sometimes you're talented in certain ways, politically and law enforcement. What better way to get this particular criminal than have somebody be bait who has both that? Perfect mix. The perfect mix. Right? I couldn't do the whole... patrol thing. God bless patrol. They're, all day long. And she said this, and he went over there, and she She went over here, and then he slapped him, and then she slapped her, and then we went over there, and then she said this, and we said that, and then he take her money, and then she take his money, and then we went over there, and then we said that, and then we went to Taco Bell, and we ordered 5 taco, and we only get home, we only have 3 taco, and so that's why we call you, officer. I mean, all fucking day long, just shit like, and I can't find a fucking thing with this food delivery thing that I have to do. My on time rate is like not that high because I have bad problems with directions. I get lost, so the damn bank, robbers would be in Mexico by the time I find the fucking bank that's being robbed. But I'll tell you what I can do very well, and that is sting op and get people talking. Like Pinto. I could do it in my sleep and get Mr. Robertson to text me an admission that he's poisoning me with arsenic and death threats, and have Mickey James, who did it verbally, do it again in a text the next day. Mr. Robertson, we know that you're the one that tampered with the mail that was sent to Tulsa County Courthouse. We're going to file some things on that shortly. And we know that you want to take my car, so I can't. We know that on December 18th, you had planned a false arrest, a second one. Now, if you have to ask who told on, and you wanted to get my car last night, if you have to ask who told on me, who are our leagues, you might as well have confessed. You might as well have fucking confessed. I mean, we don't even know what to say to that. Mr. Perry, this irritation is all you are, all day, every day. You are not loved or wanted, sir. You're rejected for 12 years and told on, and told on, and told on, and told on. Why are people telling on you? Why do you have leaks? Maybe it's because your conduct is so offensive and disgusting. That's why it's a crime. People don't like it when you do that. And when you do that, people don't like you. Everybody wants you to fuck off. You are ridiculous with this. You have no chance of a date with me. You disgust me, and you know that. Get the hell out of my life. Long time ago, actually, March 2020, when I first said Mike was drugged, and it wasn't out yet. That didn't come out in depositions until May, but I have help, and they went over and asked, what happened here? What in the hell happened here? We have a girl that we're using to help us fight this crime. It's bad crime. It's Jeff Epstein crime. And Lucky and Mike were talking about it right before the murder. She's our girl. She just reported vandalism. 6 days later, Chief Miller's dead. And Mike is in jail. And something's wrong. 6 days, the timing of it. David, that's not fishy. That's not fishy at all. Who the fuck do you think you are? You had the mafia up in Oklahoma, and you didn't like it that, we're stopping you. I don't know you. I told you I didn't come up here to have a fight with you. I don't know you. I don't give a shit about you. Guess what? No one does. Go down to the Strip in Las Vegas. I lived in Las Vegas forever. Go down to the Strip. There's people from all over the country. There's people from all over the world. There's people that don't even speak English down there. Go down there and ask those people if they give 2 fucks who you are. They don't know, and they don't care. You don't matter. So you're used to everybody covering up your bullshit, and this time, not gonna happen. You've been told on more than ever in your lives, all of you. We don't like what you're doing. Maybe you should stop. And the repeat is driving us insane. What are you, mentally 3? Perry, you want to be governor of what? The monkeys at the zoo? You have to be intelligent to be the governor. And for somebody to have to tell you the same thing over and over and over and over, it's cause and effect. A 2-year-old could get it. You touch the stove, you get burned. Cause and effect. You fuck with me, you get told on. If you don't want to get told on, don't fuck with me. Get off me, rapist. I'm not going to choose between stupid weirdo who sits around all day playing with dolls, watching TV, cruel fucker, sick weirdo, and then nice, normal dude who works hard all day told me, I think you deserve better than to spend the rest of your life being harassed by this weirdo. Thank you, I do too. I watched Fabian work. He works hard. That impressed me. I like that. If you wanted women, you would do what women like. You do every yuck, bleh, turn off that women are yuck, icked out by, grossed out by. You're gross. So you don't want women. You want to destroy women. You don't want a woman to like you, or you would do what women like. You like men, and deviant ones, don't you? It's crime causation, sir, not lewd and lascivious. You got 40 guys trying to make me fail every day, all the time. You couldn't know when I'm going to work and what company I'm working for and what part of town I'm working in without peeping and hacking. And you found out last night because you are. And you had somebody call in, or hacked my... All of them tell us, Grubhub, Uber Eats, and DoorDash all tell us, it's all chosen on an algorithm. The driver is chosen on an algorithm. You can't choose your driver. Somebody would have to hack you to do that. Chick-fil-A, Chipotle, they won't be getting a delivery picked up from me ever again. How dare they get involved in your crime that way? How dare they do that? So, no, I didn't take I took the order, and then my guy gets on the phone with me. You know I have a secured phone. You sit there and watch me talk on it. So they call me, bail this one. Don't do it. So I bailed on it. A few weeks ago, I had an appointment. I'm on my way to the appointment. My guy calls me. That's Perry's guy. They're going to get your car. Get out of it. I call the guy. I can't make it to the appointment. I've got an emergency. I got to cancel. Instead of saying, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, sure. Normal response. I get the abnormal response of complete silence. Like he's trying to think something up. Right? All right. Duly noted for the record in our court. Something is about to be filed. I'm not going to tell you what. But we're going to deal with Mr. Robertson going up to the airport, post office, to tamper with mail, which is a federal crime. And you forwarded my mail to you, where my money is. So you can get my wallet so I can't fight you in court. Again, like he was already upset about that. Chief Miller was upset about you getting into my wallet to impede court process. We're dealing with it. Believe me. Nobody's caught your crime like we have. Excellence. And nothing else is allowed. Guys that can get me that in jail, Mr. Perry, you're the butt-in. You're an intruder, not an invited guest. You are going up against guys that can do that. 40 of them don't like guys, little pussies with, mommy issues, and we gotta destroy women so we can get a little thrill and feel better about whatever mommy issues we have. Go talk to your mommy about it. Keep that within your own family. You don't ick and slime that all over everybody else's family. We all joke about that you guys like to ick and slime your all over people, your cancer. And the Dragon Slayer thing it's serious, but it's not. I mean, it's a joke. We're Dragon Slayers. But we're not 10 years old. I mean, it's kind of a joke, but it's kind of serious too. Causing much suffering in the land. And so we said, here am I, send me. Just like the officers in Denver or Colorado, wherever it was, the ones that caught Mark O'Leary. Did you watch Unbelievable on Netflix? You should watch that. You know what else you need to watch? Deep Cover, hosted by Joe Pistone. Even those guys were scared. You got to go into the devil's den and dance with the devil. You get scared. Courage is when you can, you do it anyway. One of those guys was a undercover ATF agent and he went into the Hells Angels, infiltrated them. He said he was scared. Another guy was part of the Pablo Escobar case. He said he got so paranoid, like he almost lost his mind one day. I mean, it'll get to you. But you You stay strong. Because the goal is to end the suffering, is it not? I think it is. I think we're all sick and tired of the suffering and the hardships you're causing. When you go at me, you get caught. There's a reason for that, Perry. Mr. Perry paused this, so I don't even know how much got played, but this right here is Exhibit F. This is what David wanted to intercept. So we're going to file something somewhere else. 212 is when that was supposed to be received. David, we know you were the one that went up and intercepted the mail. And they found my address. The PUP4 thing applies again. But for the injury, that you found my address and you forwarded my mail to your house. And there's the petition. So if you interfere with the petition, and my guys are telling me they're going to interfere with your petition, then we have another thing to file. We're about to file it. Now, all you had to do is leave me alone. If you have to ask if my family is a leak, why are you talking to my family? The leaks are confidential. That's not told. That's not even told to me. I have no idea what they get from a court order, wiretap order, or a leak, or you got somebody volunteering up information. I'm not told that. I don't even care. You know what I care about? That you're bothering me and I want you to leave me alone. That's what I care about. And you want to get caught or you wouldn't do it. Nobody does the same thing every day for this long if you're not getting the results you want. And I'm told last night, this order is Robertson trying to get your car. Bail on it. So I did. And then you're told last night, I'm sorry, I couldn't get her car from her. Well, we need it to look like it's not us. Well, but you've been trying to get my car for years. That's what Lucky and Mike were investigating. You were trying to get my car. There's my kid with his appendix. You see that? That was open. They didn't close it up so it could drain. It was clearly upsetting for a mom to have to watch your kid go through that. But anyways, this guy could not have beat anyone at all, much less to death, and look like that. He couldn't have done it. You did it. And you are attacking me, trying to make me fail, because I'm good at what I do. 6 years, y'all didn't get a thing out of me. 6 years. 4 nights a week. Every week. Nothing. And you think I need to take an investigations class? Jesus, help us. This man couldn't have beaten it. He's an officer down in need of assist. We will not forget him. We're not leaving our man behind. Do you understand me? You want to attack me? Then thank you for the compliment that I'm good at what I do. Excellent. It's excellence and nothing else is allowed. Mr. Perry, please listen to what I'm saying to you. I don't want to hear from you. I don't care what you think. You sicken me. Everybody's sick and tired of the hardship you guys are causing. And so you get told on and told on and told on and told on. You asked for it. You asked for it in March 2020 when I said Mike Neely was drugged and he didn't do it. And then you got caught trying to kill me. Let's fake up a medical emergency and she'll help the guy. And then we'll tell her the guy has a virus. You need a shot. And give her the shot. And the shot is strychnine. It'll kill her dead. And we'll just tell her family that she's a hero. She died of an unfortunate allergic reaction while trying to help somebody. And this whole thing will die out. You were caught. My guys recorded you. We think we found a hitman that can finally kill her, and it won't be linked to us. Except you didn't, because you were recorded talking to him. And he said, what do I do if she won't take the shot? And you said, you make sure she does. You tell her she'll die if she doesn't. Kind of like the arsenic. Oh, the arsenic will build up an immunity in your system. Because you wanted me to take it voluntarily, and I talked to this dude later. And he goes, that's premeditated murder. They were trying to kill you. They just wanted you to take that shit voluntarily. It won't build up an immunity. It will kill you dead. It'll build up in your liver. Medical guy. So, After that, Perry starts offering the bribes. They do this. This is what they do. They walk in with a bag of money, take my bribe and lie, or I'll ruin you. I'll kill you. I'll ruin you. And so people feel like they're up against the wall. They don't know what to do. You're going to end up like Mike. You're going to end up like her. I'll make sure you get fired. I'll make sure you get false arrested. I'll make sure this happens to you or that happens to you. Or you can take my money and do what I tell you. I get that every day. You know what my response to Perry was? Here's what's going to happen, Mr. Perry. None of what you just said. You're going to give back what you took and you're going to get the fuck out. And I never ever hear from you again. Or we'll make it worse for you. We're going to keep going at you. We're going to put you in jail. That's it. That's all there is to it. You're being stopped. Now, you don't have to give it back, but you do have to get out of my life. But I'm not going to take your bribe, your coercion money, your buy-a-lie money. If you want to give me something, give me back what you took. So, you're going to get Mike home to his family. And you're not going to perpetrate a fraud upon that court. If you want to give back what you took from me, give back what you took from me. I don't want your buy-a-lie money. And you're going to get the fuck out of my life. Or we'll make it worse for you because we're going to put a stop to your crime. You want to keep doing the crime, we're going to put a stop to it. You're not going to like what happens next. If you're a criminal. Is it better, sir, than it was in March 2020 when I said that? You do the same thing every day. You must be getting something out of it that you want. Nobody does the same thing every day if they're not getting what they want. Exactly, not for this long. You want to be caught. Law of attraction. As a man thinketh, so is he. You attract into your life what you want. I wanted to be like Granddad. You want to be caught. You and David both. Now, all you had to do is leave me alone. Everybody's sick and tired of watching you hurt people. There's a lot of suffering in the land. We all want it stopped. You cause the suffering, you're being stopped, sir. You don't get to watch me in the privacy of my home without consequences. Make sure you can pay for that. Make sure you can pay for it. You already are. Nobody's done what we've done. We've never had one of these women figure out they're being watched. We've never had one of these women figure out we're the cause of their problems. We've never had one of these women solve a murder we committed. This one. We never... Charles, shut up. Why won't you shut up? Get out of my computer. We've never had one do what she's done. Send us a bill, sue us. What does that mean, sir? Do you even know? Are you such a mentally slow person you don't understand what it means that it's different this time? Life as you knew ended the second you targeted me. Come on now. You need to keep up with everybody else. What does it mean, Mr. Perry? You're rejected. You can't get a date. You're getting told on, and told on, and told on, and told on. And who's helping me? That question alone is a confession, dumbass. I didn't ask you what you think. I don't care. Listen to what I'm saying. Act like a grown-ass man who understands grown-up words. We're sick of the repeating. I don't care what you think. I don't care. You weren't asked. Sir, shut up. We care about the people you're hurting and what they think, not you. You're making us mad. When you contact me, when you take my money, when you cause a problem for me, you get told on. Now, your people are going to have to help you understand that because I'm done talking to a mental infant. One time is all I say it. You better fucking keep up or else. I don't like you. There's no romance there. You're a job. Do you understand? You're a job. No one has caught your crime like we have. When you cause me a problem, when you cause a hardship for me, when you contact me, when you peep on me, you get told on. Cause and effect. Maybe that's what you want. Seems like it is. We think it is.
Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them, especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
That's okay.